Hi everyone, I'm Chelsea, and I'm 15. I look a little older than my age because I've always been independent and mature. I had to learn how to take care of myself because my mother was always working or looking for a new husband. Dad left us when I was very young, so I grew up fast. By the way, how old are you? Tell me in the comments down below, and don't forget to subscribe to the Private Diary channel. That would really help. Well, back to my story. I had a well-established routine. In the mornings, I cooked breakfast for myself and my mom. Then I spent the day studying, and in the evening, I did my chores. Mom usually came back home really late. She was always so exhausted we didn't talk, and she always seemed a little annoyed. Mom, I got the highest score in class on my essay today. Not now, Chelsea. I just want to have dinner and go to bed. We were practically strangers living under the same roof. But recently, things started to change. Mom and I didn't suddenly grow closer, no, but she was in a suspiciously good mood whenever she came home. It was so unlike her, I asked if everything was all right, but Mom just changed the subject. I'm fine. I'm just finally happy. I could have simply been happy for her, but then life was turned on its head. At first, I accidentally overheard Mom arguing with someone over the phone. You are the most heartless person I know. Mom, who was that? No one. Forget it. Mom developed a hair-trigger temper. One day, she suddenly told me we were going to visit Grandma. I was all for it, except we hadn't talked to Grandma in 7 years, and it was coming out of nowhere. It was weird, and I didn't get why Mom seemed like she was in such a hurry. Still, I missed Grandma, and I was happy I'd see her soon. Unfortunately, things went wrong on the very first evening. I was getting ready for bed when I suddenly heard raised voices in the kitchen. I carefully peeked into the room, and I saw Mom and Grandma smashing dishes and shouting at each other. I knew you came here for a reason. Now I see what you're up to. I'll manage just fine without your help since you're so selfish. I tried to figure out what was going on, but Mom grabbed my arm and dragged me to our car. We're leaving, Chelsea. I didn't know what got into her, but I didn't argue. We went back home. On Monday, all my classmates were talking about some new guy called Damon. I didn't get why the girls were so obsessed with him until I bumped into him in the hallway. OMG, that Mr. Perfect looked like he came straight out of my dreams. Hi, I'm new here. Can you tell me where the math classroom is? He was so gorgeous, I even forgot my own name when he spoke to me. So I just pointed at the first door I saw. This is the boys' bathroom. Guess I should ask someone else. Dang it, I wanted to sink through the floor. I had a giant crush on Damon, just like all the other girls. However, he was way out of my league. Not only had he already turned 18, but he was also very serious and unapproachable. All I could do was pine for him from afar. One evening, I was getting ready for exams when my mom burst into my room. She was beaming. What followed was utter madness. Chelsea, sweetie, congratulations! You're getting married. Mom, exams are coming up. I don't have time for this. I'm not joking. Exams can wait. Your wedding is more important. Then, my mother told me about an old tradition in our family. All the women in it got married when they turned 15, and now it was my turn. Try to get some sleep. We're meeting your future husband tomorrow night. Oh no. It seemed Mom had completely lost her mind. The next day at school, I couldn't think about anything else. I failed the exam despite cramming for days. That was the least of my problems, though. I couldn't help but burst into tears right in the hallway at recess. Someone put a hand on my shoulder. It was Damon. Hey, are you all right? Any other time, I would have been ecstatic that he noticed me, but that day, I just wanted him to leave. I sniffed and said I didn't want to talk. Oh, sorry. I won't bother you then. That evening, Mom dragged me to my fiance's place as promised. Jeez. Mr. Sullivan, Mom's business partner, opened the door to the mansion when we knocked. He seemed happy to see us and immediately called his son down. Damon, get down here. We have guests. Wait, was he Damon's dad? As soon as I thought that, I saw the guy of my dreams appear on the stairs. It took me a second to realize that Mom and Mr. Sullivan had decided we should get married. Oh, that wasn't so bad. I had an elephant-sized crush on Damon after all. I no longer felt like I had the weight of the world on my shoulders. We had dinner and listened to Mr. Sullivan's stories. He seemed like a kind and generous man. It was quite a nice evening. To my disappointment, Damon barely spoke and spent the whole time glaring at me. I could tell from Damon's sullen face that his father hadn't asked his opinion before arranging our marriage. Why was Damon mad at me, though? No one asked for my opinion either. The evening was pretty uneventful. Soon enough, we went back home and Mom asked me if I liked Mr. Sullivan. Well, he seems like a nice guy. What does it matter, though? What do you mean? He's your future husband. Excuse me? Mom had clearly lost it. I could handle being married off to Damon, but not to some old sod. I didn't hesitate to give Mom a piece of my mind. You're getting married married in a week. Don't even think about disrupting your wedding. I'll turn your life into a living hell if you do. I wanted to rip my hair out. Gutted, I ran to my room and cried like a baby until I heard Mom flirting with someone on the phone. I got curious and I looked out into the hallway. I love you more. Oh, you're so sweet. I didn't know who Mom was calling sweet, but she looked like she was on cloud 9. Meanwhile, my life went from bad to worse. The next morning, Damon gave me a withering look at school and pushed me with his shoulder as he walked by. Hey, what's your deal? I can't believe you're going to marry my father. Do you think I'll just accept you as my stepmother? You think I want to marry your father? It's just a dumb family tradition. Mom's forcing me. Wait, so you don't want to marry him? Duh! Damon immediately stopped glaring at me and sadly told me that his mother had died a long time ago. After that, Mr. Sullivan went off the rails. He married different women every few years and then got divorced. He broke up with yet another of his wives recently and immediately started looking for a new one. I kept trying to tell him that it's not normal, but Dad doesn't want to hear it. Damon, let's team up and stop the wedding together. I have a few ideas. He gave me a sly wink and we got to work. Mr. Sullivan was obsessed with cleanliness and was afraid of germs, so Damon showed him a few photos that made me look like a terrible slob. Look, Dad, it's your fiance rummaging in the trash. You're not really gonna marry that psycho, are you? It's okay. I'll just buy more soap. Our first attempt failed. Then I threw a temper tantrum at the family picnic to show that I had no manners. However, Mr. Sullivan just seemed endeared. Chelsea, you smeared a cake on your face. How funny. It's been a while since I've laughed this much. Dang it. No matter what we tried, Mr. Sullivan refused to cancel the wedding. Damon and I even tried to act like we'd fallen for each other. Chelsea and I became an item, so you can't marry her. But that didn't work either. Mr. Sullivan thought his son was just acting out and grounded him. The thing was, Damon and I really had grown quite close. Unfortunately, we couldn't exactly act on our feelings. Soon, we ran out of ideas. The wedding was supposed to take place in one day. I was sitting in my room and glaring at my wedding dress when Damon called me. Please tell me you have good news. Nah, Dad is as stubborn as a mule. All he talks about is your wedding. Damon, I'm so desperate I want to run away from home. I don't want to get married. We've still got some time. We'll figure things out. After our talk, I went to school. On my way there, I ran into Dad. I hadn't seen him in several years. We didn't have the best relationship, but I decided to come over and say hello to him anyway. However, Dad's reaction surprised me. Chelsea, I told you, I have another family now. You can't live with us. What are you talking about? Didn't your mom send you? No. Tell me what's going on. I heard Mom arguing with someone over the phone, remember? It turned out she'd been trying to convince Dad to take me in. Can you believe that? You're the most heartless person I know. After Dad told her it just wasn't possible, Mom dragged me to Grandma's place. That was weird. I wanted to get to the bottom of it and I immediately called Grandma. Unfortunately, my suspicions were confirmed. Your mother wanted you to stay here with me. I didn't agree to it and she went ballistic and started breaking dishes. I was completely lost. Was Mom trying to get rid of me? But why? What did I do wrong? I couldn't bring myself to care about school anymore. I had better things to do, like spying on my mom. I was almost home when I saw an expensive car drive up to it. A rich guy got out of it with a bouquet of flowers in his hands and knocked on our door. Mom ran out onto the porch and started giggling like a teenager. Wait, was that her new boyfriend? That was who she'd been flirting with on the phone lately. I stormed up to the sweet couple. The smile fell off Mom's face as soon as she saw me. She immediately asked her boyfriend to leave. Sweetheart, I'm not feeling well. I'll see you later. The man left, looking lost, and Mom nervously asked me why I wasn't at school. No, it's my turn to ask you questions. Why are you trying to get rid of me? Oh, Chelsea, I met an amazing man. He's filthy rich, he loves me, and he wants us to get married. However, he hates children. I'm trying to hide the fact that I have a daughter. So that's why Mom was trying to leave me with Dad and then Grandma. And when those didn't work, she had the brilliant idea to marry me off. How could you do this to your own daughter? Oh, don't be so selfish, Chelsea. I'm tired of working and I want a partner who can look after me. But at what price? I know the truth now, so you should just call off the wedding. Don't piss me off, young lady. Either you get married or start looking for a new home. Great. I'll get right on that. I turned around and I ran to the only person who could understand my pain. Damon, I can't bear it. No one wants me. Not my grandmother, not my father, not even my mother. Chelsea, I need you. To my surprise, Damon pulled me into a hug. It was so nice that for a few seconds I forgot about everything else. It was like the whole world ceased to exist. Mr. Sullivans' shout brought us to our senses. Damon, Chelsea, what are you doing? The nerve of you. You should be ashamed of yourselves. His words made my blood boil. Blinking away angry tears, I told him everything I thought of him. No, you should be ashamed of yourself. You're trying to ruin the life of a 15-year-old girl. His legs suddenly gave out and he collapsed on the sofa. 15? Your mother assured me you were 19. She even showed me your ID. What? Had Mom stooped so low to even forge documents? In that moment, I realized I would never forgive her. Upon learning the truth, Mr. Sullivan immediately called off the wedding. Damon was over the moon. I was in no mood for celebration, though. Even though no one was making me marry a man old enough to be my father anymore, I couldn't relax yet. After all, Mom had kicked me out of the house. Where was I supposed to live now? I said goodbye to Damon and I went to my room to pack my things. What are you doing? I'm leaving since you don't want me here. Deep down, I was still hoping Mom would stop me, but she just shrugged indifferently. Well, hurry it up. I'm running late for a date. I took my backpack and I slammed the door on my way out. I wandered around the city and I didn't know where to go or who to ask for help. It was scary and I felt lonely. When it grew dark, I decided to sleep on a bench like a stray kitten. But then, a car stopped next to me. Damon was behind the wheel. Finally, I've been calling you all evening. My phone probably died. Get in. I have a surprise for you. I was too tired to really ask him any questions, so I just did as he asked. Where are we going? Just wait a bit and you'll see. He brought me to a small but cozy apartment. It turned out Damon had long grown tired of his father's antics. He'd been saving money for a long time to get his own place and move out of his dad's mansion. I rented this apartment for us. You can choose any room you want. Damon, no one has ever done anything this nice for me. I turned red as a tomato and then I plucked up the courage and I asked Damon something. Do I have to marry you now? His eyes bugged out, but then he laughed good-naturedly and patted me on the head. What are you talking about? You should just focus on your studies and have fun. We can talk about a wedding when you grow up. In the meantime, we'll just be roommates. Deal? Deal. Thanks for looking after me, Damon. I'll always be there for you. We hugged each other, and a new chapter of our lives began. Damon went to college and found a part-time job. When I had some free time, I cooked for us. I wanted to become a chef. After a while, Mom suddenly came over to our place. She didn't even ask me how I was doing before she started talking about herself. Oh, Chelsea, I finally found you. My rich admirer turned out to be a complete scumbag. Can you imagine? We broke up. I'm dating another man now. He loves children. Come on, I'll introduce you to him. She took my hand, but I jerked it away. No, Mom, when you don't need me, you send me away. And then when you do need me, you call me back. I'm not a fashion accessory, and I'm not going anywhere with you. I finally found someone who actually really cares about me. Mom snorted like I'd betrayed her, and not the other way around. She left without a word, and I haven't heard from her since. Sometimes, strangers can treat us better than our own relatives. Not all parents deserve their children. I try not to dwell on the sad thoughts, and I look forward to the future. Did you like my story? Tell me what you think in the comments down below. And don't forget to hit that like button.